One more. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, YouTube. What's going on? It's your boy Joey Does Tech, and welcome yourselves back to a brand new video. You're probably going to notice the webcam's a little bit different. I've got a different setup today. I've got camera number one. I've got camera number two. Camera number two is going to provide us what we're going to be looking at today, and camera number one is going to be staring at my face. So today's video is a little bit random. As you can see from the title, it's me just organising my Nintendo DS Lite parts. Usually I don't release a video in the week, but I thought, you know what? Why not? And in essence, it is still part of the journey because I'm not very organised when it comes to the parts for the DS, the PlayStation, the iPhones. Everything I have is boxed up in a cupboard. I need to take it all out, get it all out in front of me, and just get it sorted and arranged. Now, I have bought something that I'm going to show you in a second that should help me with this. So this is what we have gone out and purchased. I'm excited, but nervous. That kind of brined a little bit. Okay, I don't know what camera to show this on. We'll go with this one first. The light going to be shining on it wherever I put it. We have bought a multi-cabinet with 30 drawers. Okay, so this is going to be for our screws and stuff. I think it's pretty cool. I think this cost me about £15 from Amazon, but it's somewhere where I'm just going to put all of my screws. But I thought, Joey, how do you know like what screws what? Like there's nothing in it. Well, my friends, we bought a ton of labels so we can write what we need to write on here. And I also bought some Sharpies. Let me go get them. Okay, so I actually think my missus has stolen my Sharpies that I bought, and she wasn't even remotely interested in them when I bought them. I guess we kind of need to start off by actually grabbing all the Nintendo DS Lite stuff and bringing it to the table, right? So let's do that. I thought I'd really quickly just show you guys where it is I keep my Nintendo DS Lite stuff currently. You ready? Don't be tilted, okay? So as you can see, I've got all my Nintendo DS Lites down here. I've got a fat Nintendo DS down there, which obviously we're going to tear down, take the parts out and get them organised. And yeah, those are my Sharpies. Alright, yeah, I apologise to the missus, you didn't take them. Now I know this doesn't look the neatest, okay? It doesn't look amazing. However, what we have is 1, 2, 3 Nintendo DS Lites. We also have a white shell for a Nintendo DS Lite and a onyx black shell for a Nintendo DS Lite, which is pretty awesome. This one seems to be absolutely fine. I don't think there's any issues with this one. Oh, the only issue we have is, if I zoom in a little bit, you can see that this bit here is cracked, which is pretty frustrating, right? So first things first, I'm going to take the DS Lites that work and move them to the side because we're not going to be taking them apart, funny enough. So this silver one is in fact in fully working order, as well as the onyx black, I believe. This is the one that I've done a video on recently, which you can see from the card in the top right. But if we turn this on, everything works absolutely fine. It's a beautiful Nintendo DS. I really like the black shell. Everything works with no issues whatsoever. The only issue, small issue, is that, as you can see, I put the wrong screw in the back of this Nintendo DS Lite, hence why we now have a beautiful scratch here. So when you close and open it, it just shreds it to pieces. So yeah, that was really bad for me. But this one also works with no issues. So we have a stylus for the grey one. However, they painted the top of the stylus grey, which goes with the grey DS, but the rest of it is completely black. So someone messed up there, but regardless, we can move this one to the side as well. So these DSs here, these two are absolutely fine. They are good to go. Now we have got a couple of issues with this one. Obviously, there's no buttons is the first thing we come across. Either the directional buttons or the ABYX, I think. Am I right? Yeah, of course I'm right. ABYX. I don't know why I didn't believe in myself then. I had no confidence. And if we turn this Nintendo DS on, again, absolutely fine, except for the fact that we have a broken top screen and a broken bottom screen. So what I'm going to do with this is going to be a project where we get some new buttons, because the case isn't in, the case is in horrendous condition. As you can see here, we've got a broken hinge. So the hinge itself isn't broken, but the casing that surrounds it is. So this is going to be a new case for this Nintendo DS, as well as 2 screens. So this one we can't actually really use for anything at the moment. Nothing at all. It's pretty damn useless. I mean, it's got no buttons. And you guys will have to forgive me. I'm literally figuring stuff out as we go along here, okay? I'm kind of thinking aloud as to what I can do next project-wise with the Nintendo DS Lite. And it's a shame, man, because this white case isn't bad at all. Yes, it's a little bit dirty, but, I mean, the inside is actually pretty immaculate. The only issue, like I said before, is this screw. So I mean, I can just salvage this one for whatever parts we have, which are in fact in this bag here. So we've got all of the buttons, The pink buttons from the pink DS, funny enough, are in here as well. So these are, I'm going to sort these out in the drawers that I have that I've bought, because we can use the parts that we salvage from these. But I mean, it's as far as this Nintendo DS goes, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. The back side of this, when it moves, the back side of this, I physically can't use this now. I mean, could I just screw everything else in? Yes. Could I still use the case potentially without just having this screw here? I think so. Let me know down in the comments, guys, what you want me to do with this DS. I'll put this one to the side for the time being. Do you think I should just give this one a scrub and use it? Because the only issue that we have with it is, in fact, the back of it where that screw's missing. Everything else is absolutely fine with this Nintendo DS. Everything else is no issues. Obviously, we'll just get a couple of screens, and the actual DS itself would be good. But the casing for this DS, I think we can use this going forward. And like I said, we've got everything that we need for it in here anyway. I believe we've also got the hinge cover somewhere. Yeah, the hinge cover's there. So we've still got the hinge cover for it, so it will just look fine. I think I'm going to keep this for the time being. I am going to keep this for the time being. This obviously isn't going to fit in a drawer, so I need to find another hibernating place for this. Okay, so now I think we're going to get into a little bit of a fun bit. I know you guys are probably bored stiff at the moment. What we're going to do is I'm going to take this DS apart completely, and I'm going to salvage it for parts. Reason being, again, with this DS, the bottom screen doesn't work. It's completely screwed. And the top screen is as well. I'm not going to chuck the screens away, just in case there is something that I can do about these black lines. Again, if anyone in the comments can let me know what these black lines are about, whether it's something that I actually have to completely get a new screen for, or do you guys think that I can actually fix these black lines on both the top screen and the bottom? Again, let me know in the comments. I'm completely new to this type of stuff, so give me a shout and just let me know. It's got a good battery. We could use the insides for it, as you can see. We can actually use the motherboard. I could put this DS in the white case. I could do it if you want me to. So I'll tell you what, let's quickly take this Nintendo DS Lite apart. I messed up when I was taking that one apart. I could have done it a little bit quicker, but with the ribbon cable at the top, I forgot to pull the screen. And yeah, anyway, don't matter. This works. This works absolutely fine. And we've got 2 screens here from that pink Nintendo DS that don't work at all. So I'm going to keep these just in case. I mean, I can salvage the speakers from this anyway. I'm going to keep hold of them and just place them over here for the time being. And as you can see from all of this stuff at the top of the screen, this is all stuff that we salvaged from the pink Nintendo DS. I don't actually know what I'm going to chuck away, because some of this pink Nintendo DS is absolutely fine and some of it isn't. So I'm thinking, again, like an absolute madman, we keep a few of the parts, in terms of the case, sorry, and bin the rest of it. Where's the bit that was broken? Because I think these 3 are okay. So we've got the top shell, we've got the bit that goes behind the top, behind the top shell as well. That's absolutely fine. And we've also got the front panel for the bottom side. This is all okay. I think this is cracked, isn't it? Yeah, see, this is cracked here. I think, again, I just kind of salvage what I can from inside this this casing. And we go from there. After I've given this a clean, yes, it has a crack on the back. At the same time, this case there's no issues. The case is fine itself. There's no, threaded screw parts or things that are cracked so that I physically can't screw anything in. I'm going to keep the case. There is no stylus with this Nintendo DS. That is another issue that we have. There is no stylus. Oh, here it is. No, okay, yeah, so we are going to have to chuck this. We're going to have to chuck this away because this bit's cracked here, which is where the hinge went, so that's pretty damn useless. So I can't use that, so that's going to go bin. So I'm going to chuck this. See you later. This I can use, but is realistically, no, that's going as well. Yep, see you later. And like I said, this works with no issues. Okay, so that's that one done. So we've got the pink one. This is only the teardown part of the video. We have the organising part still to go. So this is the black onyx case that I took apart for my last video. Now the only issue with this, I've done a Nintendo DS Lite shell swap with this and converted it from onyx black to onyx black. The only issue with this one is that the hinge clip is completely gone, so I can't keep the top half of this, so I'll chuck that away as well. I'm pretty sure we can use all the bottom stuff in another video somewhen. The back of the case is actually really nice. I actually really like the back of the case. This, in my opinion as well, is probably one of the best colours for a Nintendo DS Lite. I just love the sleek, it's a very sleek colour. And now we move on to our final piece before we start organising our bits and bobs. This is in fact a Nintendo DS that I picked up. Oh, there's the DS game I was looking for, man. I was looking for this game, cats. I can start testing other stuff now. Okay, good. Look at that. See? I knew this video was good for something. There we go. Okay, so this is in fact a Nintendo DS that I picked up from eBay that obviously wasn't working and wasn't in great condition. Now, I mean, this just falls apart whenever I handle it. The original issue was that the top half was cracked along the hinge, but it doesn't turn on anyway. The battery isn't in it at the moment, so that wouldn't work regardless. However, it just doesn't turn on. So the motherboard in this, I don't know if it's messed up or not. I don't know if that's like the red that it's meant to be, if like to show water damage, or whether that's actually okay. But I think that's definitely more so a hint of red, which would indicate that this board has suffered water damage. So I don't actually think that there's much that we can salvage from this. However, can salvage the screen as far as I'm aware. I don't know where I've put the top screen. I don't know where that's gone. I think I've butchered it. But we can salvage the screen and potentially like we'll just keep the board anyway, just in case we can use the cartridge slot or anything along those lines. I don't know if it's going to work. And I'll also keep the buttons from this as well, because they're not in bad shape whatsoever, start, select, etc. And it'll also be good to get the membranes out as well. What's interesting, I think that the tiny little motherboard screws that they used in the normal Nintendo DS are also the screws that you can use in the motherboard for the Nintendo DS Lite. By the looks of it, that is. I mean, they're very similar in size. I put don't know. I think I can read that going forward, but we'll find out. And like I said, I'm going to keep the motherboard because, I mean, handy to have a Nintendo DS original motherboard in case I ever need, different parts on it. or if I need to, you know, to solder off anything. I think this will be a pretty cool experiment to see if it works or not. I'm just going to write on the back here, don't know if it works. Definitely going to use this for the thumbnail as well. Okay, so, you know, in terms of DS, I've still got all of this as well. I'm literally just going to put it all around, man. There is so much here, but you know what? I'm excited. I've got a lot of different parts that I can use in future projects. Now what we're going to do is sort them and put them in the box that we said that we were going to do at the start of the video. And I'll tell you what, if you are still here, put it in the comments that you're still here at this point, whatever time. I have no idea. Obviously, without editing, I don't know what time in the video this is going to be either, but if you are here, I love you so much. Thank you so much for staying tuned and just tuning in. And if you do want to see more videos like this, make sure you put it in the comments as well. Okay, so now we bring ourselves to the, no, you can't really call it the fun part, I guess. This is where most of the organising is now going to take place. So if I just empty everything that I've got in these little bags, the only issue is that I don't know what screw now belongs to what part of the DS, but I'm going to keep it as basic as possible and just put all screws in one little drawer, and if need be, I'll sort them out at a different time. I just want to kind of get everything a bit tidier, if that makes sense. So I'm going to start off with the easier things that we can see. So I'm going to grab all of the shoulder buttons, the R's and the L's. Okay, and we'll take a label and we'll go Sharpay, where you at? Not from High School Musical, may I add? Shoulder. Ooh, do you know what? I keep drawing on myself with these Sharpies, and you know, I remember that Sharpies do not rub off. Oh my god, these jaws are actually huge. That's massive. That's fantastic. I love that. Okay, so it's just gonna, hopefully, is that dry? It dries straight away, man. That's why I love Sharpies. We'll put it right at the front. Yeah, I like it. Look at that. Shoulder buttons. Love it. And then if we just slide that back in just to make sure it all fits in that. Love that, man. Look at that. Okay, cool. I'll show you guys at the end what it actually looks at. Stick them in there. And then what I can do is I can also, as well as the shoulder buttons being in here, I can put these little things. So these go along with the shoulder buttons into the Nintendo DS Lite. Come on. There we go. Yeah, so that goes into the shoulder button. This is also a part of the shoulder buttons. And that's the little spring that enables you to press it down and it springs back. So we'll put that in there as well. Buttons and membranes, or just no, buttons and membranes. Buttons and membranes. Okay, good. So again, now this is obviously going to be a mixture of original Nintendo DS and DS Lite. Now again, this is going to include the A's, the B's, the starts, the selects, the D-pad. I've actually got quite a lot of buttons. I didn't realise how many buttons I had. I guess it's because it's the most salvageable part, and the most of them, I guess, along with the screws. I think we're all good. Do we have any others? No, I think we are good to go. Why didn't I know? Okay, cool. And then Bosch. Get yourself in there. You're on there. Alright, buttons and membranes, shoulder buttons. Yeah. Batteries, I guess, is definitely one that we can have. I don't know whether we need to keep these in a certain packaging or what, but that is a normal battery. That's a Nintendo DS Lite battery. So we can have one for batteries. Okay, batteries are now all good as well. I guess we'll do one for hinges. Is definitely one that we should be doing one for. When I say hinges, I mean the hinge itself and the hinge cover. The little circle things can go in that as well. Hinge. One hinge here, and also another hinge here. I think one of them was for the original Nintendo DS, but that'll do no issues. It might be worth putting the screws in here as well for the hinges. Now they are huge. Oh, I just seen another thing for the shoulder button. The hinges, the hinge screws are massive. These ones, they are long. They are long boys. I'm pretty sure I took at least 2 out, and I don't know where the other long one is. So I'm sure we'll stumble across that at some point. And this one's going to be pretty random. I'm not going to go into huge detail here and do different screws for different drawers, because a screw is a screw at the end of the day. And when you know what screw to use, then it's not an issue. For me, it's going to be an issue because I'm still a complete noob at all of this. But regardless, we'll just make one for screws and chuck them all in there. I've actually just seen as well, I don't know if you guys can see, I'm going to put a spring in here, but there is a hole. One of the screws just fell out and I was like, where's that? How's that falling out? There is a hole, I don't know if you guys can see, in the little drawer down the back there, and a screw fell down there. So I'm going to have to get a little bit of paper or sticker, sorry, a little sticker, and put it across it so that screw, another one just fallen out. Right, let's do that now. Much better. So in terms of screws, I think that is most of them, and now next bits are going to be miscellaneous. I might put these in the buttons category because they are technically, well, they're sliders, aren't they? But I mean, buttons and membranes, they can definitely go in there, because why not? Now I have got a lot of parts. This is really, really good. It's looking really, really promising. I don't know what to call these. These are like stickies, right? So I don't know whether to put these in their own one or put them in another one, because I don't know if we can use them essentially. I'll make one for battery. No, there's no point making one for battery covers, I guess, is there? I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Along with the batteries drawer that I've got here, I'm going to put the battery covers that I've got from the shelves on the other side. Oh, there's about 4,000 screws, like, magnetised to the speakers on the DS. Look at this. Sneakies. Sneaky beaky like. That's the other one. There it is. That's the one I was looking for, the long one. So I can put that in hinges, isn't it? Hinges. I guess we can actually put, when I say stickies, we can put like the screen lens stickies and stuff in here as well, right? We've got all of our little screws that we can put away as well. Good. So we've got shoulder buttons, buttons and membranes, batteries, hinges, screws, and stickies. This is good. And I think we should have one for microphone and antenna. Antenna. Again, I don't know if that's how you spell antenna, but do you know what? It is what it is. And there we have it. As simple as that. I think we're done. Now I'm going to show you guys the final product. You ready? The final product on an organisational video. Are you guys ready? This is where we're now at. This is what we have. Stickies, screws, hinges, batteries, buttons and membranes, shoulder buttons, covers, and mics and antennas. There we go. All done. It was nice to make this kind of video because I am absolutely boiling. Like, I'm so hot, it's a joke. The fan's going. I'm trying a different microphone, so hopefully the microphone doesn't actually pick up the noise from the fan. Apologies if it does a little bit. For those who are still around, I have this box. This box has 2 Nintendo DS Lites packaged away in a safe little environment. They're faulty, but I'm not going to tell you what the faults are yet. We're going to do another video where we open this box and diagnose the faults and see what it is that we can do with them. It's been nice just to talk a load of random nonsense, and this channel's all about learning, and I know that it's kind of, you know, where do you put learning, organising stuff? How are you putting that in the same category? Well, you don't. I hope you guys enjoyed the video regardless. Thank you so much for sticking around if anyone has reached this point in the video. You guys are legends. If you have any answers to the questions that I asked earlier, make sure you put in the comments down below what it is. There will be another video coming out on Saturday and the weekend. Again, this video is just a little bonus video that I thought I'm going to put it in the week. It's a random one, but it is what it is. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Peace.